Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware risk in the future trading. All our videos are for educational purpose only. You're very welcome to follow any of our signal as long as you are on SIM. And please try to consider there is a few seconds. Sometimes on a YouTube there is a delay, and nothing we can do for that. So for the ones that just join us, I want to keep my eye on this one here. This is the Nasdaq scalper automated trade. We have two different market analyzer here, and you have an entry signal on the ES is based on one contract 2457, target 2485, and the problem right now, the Autotrade has took that trade. We are 45 ticks into the profit, and as you see here, we have a resistance line at 2476, followed by a reversal, so there is a pullback. This is a call where you want to take your trade off or you want to cash in. You can cash in right away, override the auto trade, or if you want to keep it and you think the market is going up, that will be nice. In my opinion, this is very important, guys. If we look at this ES, does not look promising. And in this condition, what we need to do, you can use a fully automated trade. There is no big deal. The same entry, the same signal. Here is my problem with the ES at the moment, that after we bump into this wall at 2476.50, which is called resistance, followed by this, I don't know if you can see that, followed by a reversal, and that is going to be, even if this ES broke the 2477.25, it's gonna be really difficult crossing the 2482.25, the 87.91.95. So there is a heavy resistance here today on those trades. So I mean, is going to require a lot of buying powers, not to just put in orders as a buy. It is require physical buying power in order to cross this very thick line on the ES. The ES is one of those the best indicator in the house to show us what's going on in the market. And you cannot, even if you are not an ES trader, you cannot avoid what the ES is telling you, because even if the Nasdaq is off for the last few years, it's got its own mind, still when it comes into a resistant area, an important area, the Nasdaq stops until what the ES does. So this is a really right now we are enter the market perfect. There is no big deal, and everything is okay. But it could be the ES is trying to cross the 2476.75, but then absolutely once it hits the target, because the system estimate the target is 2484.75, and then it's going to be a really problem in those area here to cross from that one. The same story on the Nasdaq. The system has estimated is 75.44. But then there is a resistance line at 75.38.50, and then you have a double resistance area in there. So this is a really barely going to be touching the 75.35.25, and then probably the party is over on that side as well. So that's why we are. So on the right hand, the market analyzer is the scalper. The left corner, it is the 1 minute swing signal. So at the moment, if we look at the left corner, based on one contract, we have 400 ticks into the profit based on this one here. And on the scalper, we have around 530 ticks into the profit based on that entry. So, and now as you see how this market is start sinking in to this area. So on those days here, when we can predict there is some problem, this market gonna go farther up. So maybe we need either a close position, walk away with a couple $1,000, or if you are into the long haul for today, which is still early to call it off, then it's only 9:41 right now. So maybe if you want to take chances on keep those trades, then you can do that. Also, let's look at the YM scalping. Also is the same story on the YM scalping. Then let's jump on the Russell, and the Russell also, look, the Russell also the same way came into this resistance line at 10782 and now starts sinking, but is already the system has put the trailing stops at the fib line, at the floor end fib support area. So this is what, and now look at this, the Nasdaq starts sinking in and has a closed position. And so we, there we go, you were $1,700 in the profit, and when you don't see it, you just clean out $1,700 because you have not recognized the trade, or you have not recognized this market now is about to sink in. So two people are trading the same. One is going to walk away with nothing, and the other guy going to walk away with 1,700. Let's go ahead and cover a little bit, and then we go back on this. We just finished the Nasdaq a few seconds ago, and this one here is a base on one contract, an excellent 1 minute, again 1 minute, a trade based on two contracts, and the market nailed 1845. You can see from the box the previous trade was 895, total 1,845. And gentlemen, this is 1 minute, and 1 minute is the biggest challenge in any auto trade. And when the auto trade works on 1 minute, actually you can use the same template on Renko bar, tick chart, anything you want. If you have this lining up and the 1 minute working, then you can use the same template. And this is a beautiful exit on the last one here, and it is finished on that trade. So when you have a template on 1 minute, you don't need to re-optimize or anything. If it is working on 1 minute, you can take it immediately to any time frame you like, whether it's Renko bar, tick chart, range. It will work, because if it is working on 1 minute, it will work on any time frame. But you cannot take any auto trade does not work on 1 minute and make it work and make money. And this is the myth, the secret in the automated trading, where if you cannot do that on the 1 minute, that means you're wasting your time. As we see right now, this is what we are on the ES, just locked in 2,287, and it was a very smart move. Keep breaking even, and then when the market trend in, nailed it and nailed. And this one here based on one contract, 2,287, and it is done. And this is really, really beautiful, beautiful trade. So let's go back to understand how we can look at this market. So if we now if we excuse me guys, now the market synced into those area, and this is the biggest question is sometimes, Sam, when we If we notice right now, the Nasdaq and the YM has changed in direction. That's very fine. But this is where the most critical area, when the market turning around from long to short, or from short to long, this is where the most critical area where you need to pay attention that confirmation on the short side is in order. As you see, the Nasdaq nailed 1700 on the way up, did not hit the target, and now, we already predicted that is going to be a problem on the long side. And now what happened, the market start taking a short trade. Now, this is a very, very important thing. Guys, I'm sorry, but I mean, we are given a really free education. We're not collecting emails. We're not collecting money out of that. And all what I can say, guys, I wish I had somebody 20 years ago put common sense in my head back then. I had to learn the hard way and paid a very high price for those. So forget the money right now, and try to comprehend what's going on in the market. If you notice, when we first came in, that the market analyzer was in total green. Now it is like a Christmas tree, all in red. If we look at the scalper, some of it is red, some of it is in a green. This market right now, it is in a loss case. One thing here, let me show you. If we look, the Nasdaq is already take the initiative going short. One of the biggest problem by 95% of the traders, the future traders, they lose money. Why? They cannot see it. They cannot. There is no indicator out there is going to tell you, hey, buddy, wake up. You are going into chop market. There is no indicator. It's going to do that to you. But let me tell you why we are in a chop market right now, and you should not follow that trade on the Nasdaq. What happened, the Nasdaq start taking a trade short, and the ES came into the key area, and there is support area at 2439.75. As long as this ES not breaking the 2439.50, the Nasdaq is not going to go short. And now the ES is going to the opposite direction, and no matter what you do with the ES right now is a sad case. Whether you take a long, it's going to be a losing trade. Whether you are taking a short, it's going to be a nightmare trade. The only time that Nasdaq is going to run, if we see the ES breaking the 2439.50. Once this key area on this ES breaking the 2439.50, the market is going to hammer to the downside. It's all about levels and keys, not indicators. The indicators follow the market. They're not doing anything. You are trading future, and you have indicator is following the market. When the market is going up, the indicator tell you the market is up. When the market is down, tell you the indicator, whether it's a MACD or an ATR, it's just following the market. And here is the scary part. You have an indicator following the market. It's not predicting anything. And you are trading future. And then you ask yourself, why I'm not making money? So I need an auto trade. Why? Even if you have an auto trade, if you don't understand what's going on, minutes ago you had $1,700 on the Nasdaq and you didn't take it off the table, and now you are in trouble, and now you're not making any money. Why? This market right now, it is one big mess. Is it long? Is it short? Take a quarter out of your pocket. This is the cheapest way, and flip it. Because right now, the Nasdaq did go down, taking a short trade, and the ES has not responded with it, and that it is put the whole market here in a twist. And that it is where a trader cannot comprehend why he's losing money, and he thinks because he is not a good trader or he's emotionally involved or whatever. The reality is you're not reading the market. The reality is you're not accepting the fact of what's going on in the market, and you're not reading it right. In 2020 and 2019 and 2018 and 17 is no longer you can take one chart and take out the market. You have to look on the total view what's going on in the market. You're no longer in 2020 generate an ATR auto trade or a MACD auto trade, and now you want to take the whole world with it with a couple $1,000 in your back pocket. Those days, the 90s, are over, and those are no longer valid in the very fast, huge algorithm market right now. The algorithm has went so much advanced that you cannot come in and wave your MACD or your ATR in this business and think you're gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. So it requires a little knowledge, and basic knowledge. I'm not asking you to anyone have a light bulb on his head to trade, but it requires knowledge. It requires when you see a problem in the market, you step out, because if you don't step out on that, you're gonna blow your accounts. And we can take any auto trade right now. If we turn on the auto trade right now at this moment here, I have a lot of auto trades close position and they are done. But if you try to start an auto trade right now, right here, it doesn't matter where that auto trade is coming from, you're gonna dive in and sink in right into the bad trades. Because if we look at this. If we look at the market analyzer, we have a buy signal, it's not making money. We have a short signal on the Nasdaq, it's not making money. We have a sell signal, it's not making money. We have a Russell sell business, it's not making money. And then we have the DAX up. That means the market is just blended here, or is going at its own. Look at this one right now here, guys. And look, the Nasdaq is back in, and the ES is back in. This is a very important area right now. And now we are dealing with a projection on the ES at 244375. And what we need to see, and now it start getting tighter, and we have a double support area. So where I need to take the trade, Sam, the trade only available trade right now, whether you are auto trading, banana trading, manual trading, whatever it is, the only proper trade, the only entry we have for that ES, it is right here, sell position at 2438.50. This is the only technical area where I can take a trade. There is nothing else. Because if this one here, this ES, go back to this area here, the Nasdaq is gonna go and drop like a yo-yo in there. If this the ES not able to break this projection at 2444 and 2440.75, if this one here not able to break it, this Nasdaq is gonna not just get you in trouble. This Nasdaq and this ES is gonna clean your account today. So this is a serious business where you do not avoid what's going on in the market if you cannot predict where is the trade and how far is, if you are taking that trade, how far you're going with it, and how much. If you are investing $200, where is my destination? You don't jump in on an airplane from an airport, you don't know where is your destination. The same thing here. If we wanted to take a trade, we need to know our destination. We need to know where we are expecting to go with it. If we are investing $100 or $200, we need to see $500, $600, $700 trade. I am not going to jump into a trade for $200, put it on the table just to get another 200. Then it's not going to work for me. Then I prefer to skip that trade. So right now, it is this market is in a confusion time, and you should not be touching this market, no matter what it is. You should not be touching this market at all. And we will wait till this market finding a direction. It might take another. Normally I start at 10 o'clock, and now it is 9:56. There is a reason why I start at 10 o'clock. Because at 10 o'clock, this market stabilized and then start going one direction. Between 9:30 and 9:45, it is exactly when an airplane taking off and you have your seat belt. Things can go wrong left and right. But once you start leveling out, you take your seat belt out. And this is exactly in the trading. Once you start going above 9:45 time, the market start taking one direction, 9:45, 9:50, 9:55. This is the market to start going on one direction and set a destination. So that's why there is a reason why I start at 10 o'clock, because from 9:30 to 10 o'clock, there is a lot of turbulence on the way up. So as we see right now, all the bets are closed to the downside, and there is nothing is making money. And as you see, every single trade is not making money. No matter what you do, it's not making money. And this one here is going to drive you crazy. So what we need to do, we are going to stay on hold until this another 5-10 minutes, and this market start taking direction, and then we will be start looking at some trades, because this is really a very, very it's a very critical area to take any trades at the moment. Okay, we're gonna stay quiet for a few minutes, and we'll wait till this market start taking direction, and we will start covering some of those auto trades. But at the moment, there is nothing to say, guys. It's just a nightmare. It's going back and forth, and we have an entry. I didn't want to take that trade. We have an entry on the ES at 24.57, and I just skip it. And if you are following that trade on the buy direction on the ES, you're not gonna get that far with it. Look at this. The Nasdaq is really got caught between this resistance area and the support, and it is a nightmare. So hands off, guys. I need to teach the guys to say hands off right now for 5 minutes until this market start giving us direction. Thank you. One of the things when the market across one line, what you can do, you can manually use the trailing stop right below that line. And then if the market across this fib line, doesn't matter which instrument, I'm okay. I'm happy either direction, either that direction or that direction. So right now, we hide the trailing stop behind a support area, and we give room for that market to go back and forth. Either we are going to hit the 7514, or we are going to go down to the support area, and then we can close that trade.